Good afternoon everyone and welcome to Temasek Poly. My name is Ilhami Tan and you have reached the current segment of the day. We are going to have a chat with a very dashing, handsome individual here. His name is Ian Lee from RSG. Now for those of you who don't know, RSG is a leading esports organization headquartered in Singapore that seeks to become a dominant influence in Southeast Asia through gaming and esports, fueled by their relentless pursuit of excellence. Okay? And we're very, very happy to have him here today. Once again, welcome to Olympic Esports Week. Welcome to Temasek Poly for everyone who's here. We're going to be here for a couple of days and this segment will last depending on how long he wants to, share his passion for communities in esports. Now, how are you today, Ian?
Hello, I'm doing good.
Good?
Yeah, I'm doing great.
Makan ready? Eat ready?
Yeah.
Okay, very good. Okay, we are ready to get the show rolling. Now, maybe just give a quick introduction of yourself and how do you get into esports? Yeah.
Okay. So I'm as you said, I'm the RSG community manager.
Okay.
I entered esports maybe about a year ago. I was actually in a different industry before that. I was working interior design.
Oh wow, okay, cool.
Yeah.
So from designing houses to designing the potential of esports players.
Yes,
Cool.
I guess you can put it that way.
I like
the way you phrase it. Yeah,
Wow,
that's very nice.
I also like it. I'm proud of myself.
Okay. Yeah, so after working in interior design for like maybe 2 to 3 years, one of my friends recommended for me to join an esports company. So I just went ahead and tried it. I think also because that I know basically I'm a very huge fan of games and esports. Like from young, after school, first thing you go home is to play games. Yeah.
Maybe share with us your gaming background. Because to be in esports, you have to have that passion for gaming, right?
Yeah.
Generally, I would guess so. So maybe take us through, some of the iconic games you played, how long you started,
I think the most iconic one that I played is and the one that got me into the scene was Dota 2.
Okay.
So I met a lot of friends there after years of playing and managed somehow meet some pro players and became good friends with them. So they were the one who suggested for me to join the esports company to try it out.
I see. Now, when we think of esports, we usually think of the competitive player aspect, right? Everyone who thinks of actually back, I'm not very young, a bit older. When I think of esports, usually people think of, when you want to go into esports means you are a player. You must compete. You must play at the highest level. Then in recent years, there are avenues such as content creation, streaming, so on and so forth. But esports is bigger than just playing, right? There are different jobs, there are different aspects to it. And community management, as you say, is just one part of it. Maybe share with us what other parts of esports there is.
Interesting enough, before I was a community manager, actually I joined the company in a different role.
Okay.
I was actually the team manager for the Dota team that we had.
Oh, okay.
So that's one role. Then we have a content creator team.
Okay.
We also have BD who goes do business deals for the company. And we got merchandise team and we got even finance and stuff like that.
It's actually running like a full-fledged company.
That is correct. Yes.
Wow, that's very, very interesting. So, in your role as a community manager, maybe share with us what being a community manager entails.
Being a community manager is about building a fan base for the teams of the organization itself.
Okay.
So we want to build a community where everybody, all the fans can be inclusive, all the fans could come down to support us on games or even external events and stuff like that. So it's all about creating experiences for them to enjoy spending time together with the organization and the team itself.
Okay, maybe elaborate on the experiences that you've created, for the fans, for these teams.
So for community manager, let's say for example during a peak period, which in terms of RSG, we compete in MLBB, which is Mobile Legend. We have something called MPL, that happened recently. So as a community manager, you have to come up with activities and events for the fans, so that when they take part in it, they'll feel they are supporting the team itself. So personally, what I did was I came up with a leaderboard system. It's in our group chat, and if let's say they take part in our activities or like come down to venue to support the team, they get a certain amount of points and they can use to compete with each other. And let's say they were the top 10 supporters, they get a free like merchandise from us.
So it transcends online and offline events. Because, I
So
see.
it's all about this creating all these experiences so that all our fans can enjoy and know like supporting RSG is like a very fun thing to do.
Great. So, this is your work as a community manager. Before this, you said you were a team manager, right? So how was it like then managing a Dota 2 team?
Team manager is a slightly more interesting experience in my personal opinion because when I was doing it, I felt like I was like I get to travel with them a lot because like they have to go to boot camps, they have to go to like tournaments. But essentially, I feel like I was taking care of 5 other kids because other players were actually very, very young. They were like 16 to 18 years old. Yeah, but it's not all so bad. It was like quite good because I used to spend a lot of time with them.
Thank you for reminding me I'm very old.
No problem. I'm also very old.
You know, like, you look very youthful.
Oh, thank you.
I like. Okay. Any iconic memories of your days as a team manager for the Dota 2 team that you want to share with us?
I think one iconic memory I had was that when we were competing to end, like we were in the open qualifiers to enter a tournament, and the team wasn't doing so well at the start of it.
Okay.
So there were conflicts and stuff, but like after like proper talk down with them and stuff like that, they actually woke up and then like did really well for the next match. And due to that, they won the tournament, and we got to fly to Thailand for the tournament itself.
Wow.
Yeah. So that was quite nice because everyone was like
It's a very proud moment.
very proud and happy that they actually did it
Papa moment.
at the end of the tournament.
Managing 5 individuals.
Yes, that's
right.
right.
That you get to see them, achieve the results that you want. Then in terms of like when you became a team manager, I'm sure that the work that you had to put in came with a couple of difficulties that you had to overcome. Maybe share with us some of these difficulties and challenges.
The first main difficulty is like because I take care of 5 people, so naturally, especially when all of them have different personalities. And in a competitive game like esports, like Dota 2, everybody can have a very different concept and idea how they want to play a game, and they naturally have conflicts over time. So it's kind of a role of a team manager to like resolve all the issue, and especially even so if they are so young, they don't like to summon off that they have problems with another person.
So you think that the younger players are more resistant to sharing their emotions, or you think the older they get, then they are more, reserved or quiet?
I think the younger ones are more resistant. I think naturally because they feel like they don't want to affect the team's performance, so they don't like to mention things until you cry out of them.
True. So sometimes because they want to be considerate, they don't want to, call out, say out anything. Then that's why it ends up with them keeping it bottled up inside.
Yes,
I see. So to someone that maybe wants to one day become a team manager or manage a team, what do you think are the qualities that are important? Any traits, any behavioral traits or characteristics as an individual that you feel is important to have as a team manager?
As a team manager, one important trait will probably be you have to be quite good at administrative work.
Okay.
Because essentially you're the one settling all the administrative side for the 5 players, like their flights, their lodgings, their transport. Secondly, additionally, you also got to be kind of good at solving issues as a manager, because a lot of problems that they have on the fly, you kind of have to be responsible to solve it for them, because you don't want it to affect the team performance and results at the end of the day. So like if let's say they got a technical issue with their hardware, you kind of have to go like find out how to fix it.
Sounds like you need to be very patient also.
Yes, correct. You kind of have to be very patient.
Not patient with one person, no. You must patient for five individuals,
yes,
right?
Yes, correct.
Okay. Cool. So people who wonder, like, wow, I'm competing in esports, then why community so important? What is the very important?
I think simply put it down is if there's no fans, there wouldn't be any esports. Because that's why the generation of fans for the team, for the game is so important. They are the one who keeps the whole show running.
Okay. And how do you see a change in the community spirit? In the past when we used to play games as compared to now, when we see the landscape of how esports has become.
I think communities has always been around, even in the past, like when I was in back into Dota, I went to join the community. There were tournaments in Republic Poly, is it? No. One of the schools, someone of ITs, yeah, there was a tournament there. There was really communities that are getting around there already. Like even if the players, every event you go, you always see the same group of people, same group of players. But now it's a bit more different because technology has advanced to a point where it's so much easier to host community events together.
Yeah.
So nowadays when you host an event, you see new people coming in, new people want to join to the activity, and the groups get bigger naturally.
And that's very interesting also because in the past you didn't have the power of social media. You get what I mean? Last time when we want to go for tournaments is probably when you go outside the LAN show, they see the poster there's an event. Now one time you push it through Facebook, push it through social media, a lot of people will know, right?
Correct, yeah.
I see. And then we come back to as an individual, do you feel there's a difference in the skills that you need as a community manager as compared to a team manager? Because essentially you're managing people, but community I would say is on a larger scale.
Yes, there's a slight difference. I'll go through similarities first. So being a community manager, you also have to be good at admin because this time you gotta deal with events planning, this time you gotta deal with budgeting, right?
Okay.
They have the foresight how many people will come and stuff like that. So you dabble a lot in events planning, activities planning for a community manager. Then secondly, another thing you kind of have to be good at is communicating and kind of be extrovert enough to go and talk to people. Because you can't create good activities and events without knowing your audience. So you can't even know what kind of fans you have.
So being on the ground.
Yes, you have to be on the ground.
Being connected to the fans.
Yes.
I see. Okay. And any other things you want to share for your experiences as a community manager?
Experiences. I think recently on IDM we did 2 big events. One of them was called M4 Watch Party. It was in Golden Village at Vivo City. So it was quite a major event because let me give you some context. M4 is basically the Mobile Legends World Championship, which is an international tournament. In terms of Dota, it will be TI kind of. So it's quite a huge event. So there was a lot of planning involved because I made sure that you can cater to everybody. So we wanted to create an experience that fans can have fun while watching the game in the hall, as well as have fun outside the hall when the game is having in between breaks. So there was a lot of planning involved, having activities inside and outside the hall. Yeah. So that was quite a fun experience as a community manager because I get to play with as much activities as I want to make sure that everybody has fun.
That's true.
But I also cannot go too far and then we cannot handle everything. So you have to balance it out in a way. And the nice experience was that at the end of it, some fans that I never even talked to before came up to me and hey, this watch party was really nice. When's the next time to happen again? We'd like to join.
It's always nice to be appreciated for the work. It's nice to see your events come to life.
Yes, definitely.
Because in events planning is we always say as an events planner, you're first to reach, last to leave.
Yes, that's true.
Right. So from a team manager's perspective, were there any additional skills that you felt you needed to pick up when you moved into community management?
Pick up after...
from being a team manager to a community manager. Or in that regard also maybe share any unexpected challenges. Maybe you thought that actually the switch wouldn't be this drastic, but I need to learn additional things.
I got it. So initially at the switch, one of my biggest problem was I'm actually quite an introverted person. So it was kind of hard for me to reach out to talk to people because I feel I don't have trouble there, something like that. Something I had to slowly ease to. I started talking to people, which helped a lot in my job because I got to meet a few. So basically in the past I always talked to our fans maybe 30 to 40 years old. But after talking to our fans more, we recently realized that we actually have a small fan group that's around 14 to 16 years old.
Yeah, yeah.
And like after I get to know them, then like we started to talk at events more, and then like they even can offer to come help us in our events and stuff like that. So like it was nice to start reaching out to people. Then I kind of know what they like and stuff like that. Then I managed to plan the events better around them also.
It's a very different generation of individuals.
Correct.
From 30 to 40 to 14
To 16.
to 16.
Yes.
The way they communicate is different, the lingo is different.
Everything's different.
So you need to pick up, how the younger generation speaks, some of the terms that they use. And
Yes,
everything, right? Okay. So in terms of RSG and its future, what do you guys have planned for any notable community events that you want to share with everyone?
For our end, we're doing a watch party pretty soon. It's for I think it's in July, if I'm correct.
Okay,
Yes.
okay.
Yeah, but right now we're in the planning works, yeah.
I see. How long do you generally feel like planning things? Like, it depends on the scale of event or.
It definitely depends on the scale.
Okay.
Let's say it's a small event, like something I run on our Telegram group,
Okay.
something that I plan within like a week kind of thing. But something, the massive scale of like a watch party where we want everybody, even people outside our fans to come and join, it will minimally take about a month, like minimal.
And I ask this question because it's very important for people to understand that events take a lot of work.
Yes,
It's not as
events.
simple as you see the event on the day, then people feel that, this one took maybe just 6 hours, 12 hours before, then everything comes together. It takes weeks and months sometimes to plan, right?
Yes,
These kind of
correct.
events, and there are a lot of parties that you need to negotiate with.
Yes, all the brands and all the external parties we had to talk to.
Yeah, right? Okay, that's great. Okay, do you have anything else you want to share about your work as a community manager, or RSG, anything that you want to share to the...
Speaking about my personal
Okay.
point, because I think I was in the same position as most of the people here. Basically, if you want to go into esports, personally my feeling is you don't have to rush into it. Esports is a growing industry in Singapore only recently, and they are still trying to find where they should be at.
Okay.
And there's a lot of time for you to move to esports. But if you're very, very interested to moving on to esports, what you could do is start your own community, start small. As a community man, if you want to look into a community manager, think about find friends who want to start a Discord server with you. It's something very straightforward, you can do in 5 minutes. But think of how you want to grow it. That's basically a role of community manager. If you want to be a team manager, find friends who want to go to a tournament, go to compete professionally. Offer to be their manager, handle their registration, handle their administrative stuff. That's what you need to know to be a team manager. And if after that, if you still want to move to esports, this kind of experiences can be added to your portfolio. Yeah, I think that's the feedback I give for those who want to move to the esports.
And this is very, very valuable information because, there are a lot of individuals who are very into esports, but they don't possess that kind of skill, but they are very passionate about the industry. And I think that the things that you have shared today as a community manager, as a team manager, allows them to be involved in the industry without the typical requirement of, having to be a professional at the game or being world class at the game, Yeah, cool. Yeah, thank you so much, Ian, for your time today with us. It's been great. It's been a pleasure speaking to you. Once again, do check out RSG. If you have any questions, can feel free to have a talk with him if you want. And there we have it for our segment. We'll be here for the rest of the day till evening time. For those of you who are here eating McDonald's, Subway, or you're just passing through, be sure to come into the trailer. There's Gran Turismo, there is a VR headset, there is Street Fighter, there are tablets for you featuring all the games that are going to be in the Esports Olympic Series 2023 held in Singapore. Thank you.
Thank you.